Hello, this is Kevin Kirk with Alpine Mortgage, and for the second part of my three-part series, I just want to talk a little bit about lending and talk to people who are prospective buyers about the loan process. And the second thing that we look at with cash, credit, and income being the three items, the second part is the credit. Credit is pretty much, if you talk to people like a gentleman I know, Jeff Sipes over at Blue Water Credit, he'll tell you it's the likelihood that you are going to repay, and that's typically what a credit score is. It's kind of like odds in Las Vegas. If you have an 800 credit score, the odds are you're going to repay virtually 100% of the time. If you have a 500 credit score, the odds are that you may not repay at all. So lenders and creditors really want to know this. And the only way we can really track this is to look at historical data. That pretty much gives us an idea what to look for in the future. Now, when you look at a credit score, you want to look at a FICO model, FICO, Fair Isaac Credit Score. When you talk to car dealers, furniture places, other places, stereo stores, they don't always use a true FICO model. So you have to go to a lender, go to a bank, someplace where you can get a true FICO score. There are three bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and you have to get a FICO score from each, and we use the middle score because they each will chart, and basically they have a different scoring model, each of them, and we just take the middle one thinking that that is the average score that you have. Now, the things to know about that: you want to make sure that your credit is all your credit items are being rated correctly. Sometimes there are errors. Many times there are errors. The crazy thing and the bad thing for consumers about credit is it's easy to put stuff on credit and it's hard to get it taken off. But if you're diligent, you can get this stuff removed and you can get your credit fixed. It's just you can use a company or you can do it yourself. Either one works just as well. One thing that you should also know is you can dispute items. A lot of credit repair companies, I should say, that's what they do. They dispute items. However, when you dispute an item, it takes it out of that scoring model and you don't have a true FICO score, so you have to put it back in before you can really find out what your FICO score truly is. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't realize about home loans, they think once they've had a real derogative issue like a foreclosure or bankruptcy, they think that they can never get a house again. Well, the truth of the matter is, in some circumstances shorter, but as a rule of thumb, if you've had a foreclosure, you can get a house 3 years after your foreclosure went through, after the bank took it over. So that's the waiting period. If you had a short sale and you actually were current up to the point where the bank took it back and you had no other lates, you could actually start buying a house right away. But if you had a short sale or a foreclosure, typically it's a 3-year waiting period. Now, if you've had a bankruptcy, it's only a 2-year waiting period, and that's with a Chapter 7 bankruptcy where you write everything off. If you restructured using a Chapter 13 bankruptcy and you can show that you've made payments on time throughout the process for over 1 year with the Chapter 13 bankruptcy, then you can start with court approval and get an FHA loan, is what I meant to say. And I believe with a Veterans VA loan, you can do the same thing. So if you have questions about your individual credit, why don't you give me a call? We can discuss those things a little bit further, and I can help you along the way. It really isn't as tough as people would make it out to be, and if you can really put yourself into a position where you fix your credit and where you're moving forward, you won't have the issues in the past, and you can definitely buy a house. If you want to call me, my number is 916-888-1214, or you can always email me at kkirk, K-K-I-R-K, @alpinemc.com. Thanks for watching my video.